Welcome to Croxton Family Racing. I am your host, Adam Croxton, and with me is Dundee Outback. Dundee?
Thanks, Adam. It's defo good to be here for the League of Champions.
And we're glad to have you for our semifinals and final races today. First up is Precious Metals versus Smash Brothers, and then following them will be the Stingrays against clear winners. The losers of those matchups will face each other for third and fourth place, and the winners will face each other for first and second.
And we'll bid good day to our first racer, Gold Rolling Solo for Precious Metals. He has a clean run into bucket 2 for 5 points.
Right, you are, Dundee, and that'll start the Precious Metals off with an early lead. It'll be up to the Kirby 32 Ford to keep this energy going and try and match or beat that.
I reckon we see a lot of finishes today.
I wholeheartedly agree with you there. Kirby 32 Ford does just that, scoring 5 points into bucket 2. That'll tie the Precious Metals up with the Smash Brothers 5 apiece.
Well, folks, put some shrimp on the barbie and settle in for some tucker. We got a good matchup here. Our next race of the day will be the Gold Scorcher for the Precious Metals.
And he has a nice clean run through the loop out the jail and into bucket 2 for 5 more points. Precious Metals will be at 10. Smash Brothers with 5.
Not gonna lie, I really love the Smash Brothers paint jobs. Really want them to win this one. The Frisk Porsche 911 Carrera RS 2.7 is up next.
They are a fan favorite. Frisk goes into the loop and gets shot out. 0 points for a DNF. Unusual for him. Hopefully that doesn't cost his team too much.
It's 10 to 5, Precious Metals over Smash Brothers, with Audacious up next for Precious Metals.
A clean run from him will really put the pressure on Smash Brothers. And he does just that. Tipping on his hood, but flipping into bucket 2 nonetheless. 5 points.
The Smash Brothers are in heaps of trouble now. Precious Metals lead over them 15 to 5, with the Shadow, the Hedgehog, El Segundo Coop up next.
It's safe to say if he doesn't have a clean finish here, they are out of this one. But he pulls it out, straight through out of the jail into bucket 2 for 5 points.
That'll help a little bit, but they've got to do better if they want to win this one.
Right you are, Dundee. It is Precious Metals 15, Smash Brothers 10, with the Silver El Segundo Coupe up next.
Second El Segundo Coop in a row, but unlike the Shadow the Hedgehog, it does not finish. 0 points. Precious Metals still have 15, Smash Brothers still have 10. Next up is the Pikachu 1968 Mazda Cosmo Sport. Will he take advantage of the door left open for him? Oh, and he doesn't. Instead, he rolls over and plays dead. 0 points for a DNF.
And that was not the time to choke. Precious Metals with 15, Smash Brothers still with 10. Next up for Precious Metals is the Mixed Metals Lucid Air.
And the Mixed Metals Lucid Air has a clean launch, but gets launched out of the loop. 0 points, DNF.
We've seen a lot of DNFs late in this tournament. I'm wondering if nerves are starting to get the better of some of these cars.
Fair dinkum we are. And the Inkling 17 Pagani Huayra Roadster is up next. Perhaps he can get some points for his team.
But instead he also falls out of the loop for a DNF. It is still 15 to 10. Precious Metals over Smash Brothers.
2 right. Next up for Precious Metals is the Gold Lucid Air.
And much like his counterpart, the Mixed Metals Lucid Air, he often falls out of the loop. And he does so again. 0 points for him with a DNF. It remains 15 to 10. And will anybody else score, or will this be the final?
It's looking more and more like this will be the final, but we'll see with the Yoshi Track manga up next. And he also doesn't finish, doesn't even trigger the launch into the loop.
Another 0 point DNF, and I'm starting to feel like a broken record here. The final to go for Precious Metals will be the Chrysler Thunderbolt. And even though the Precious Metals have secured their victory already, this guy would love to get some points. But again, he does not. 0 points for him, and that will be the final. 15 to 10 Precious Metals over Smash Brothers. And what a disappointing finish for a lot of these cars.
And as the drone flies over, we see none in bucket 4 or 3. We see 5 in bucket 2, 3 for Precious Metals, 2 for Smash Brothers, and the majority are back here by the loop, except for the rolled over Pikachu.
Thanks, Dundee. Precious Metals end with 15, Smash Brothers with 10. Smash Brothers are eliminated. Next up is the Stingrays versus the clear winners.
And leading off for the Stingrays is the Blue 72 Stingray Convertible.
He's been a consistent bucket 2 finisher, and he has a smooth run, and does just that again. 5 points into bucket 2. That'll lead off the Stingrays with 5.
Despite all the DNFs we've been seeing, the lead cars have managed to score each race. Let's see if the forward force can follow that.
Oh, as my good buddy Chip Monkington would say, he's a clear winner, so of course he can. It's right there in the name.
And he does deliver the goods. 6 points into bucket 3. First bucket 3 finish we've seen today.
A good start by both leadoff cars. The clear winners will take a 1 point advantage over the Stingrays. It'll be up to the black Corvette Stingray to put them back on top.
The only thing I know about Stingrays is don't swim right above them.
Sage advice, Dundee. And this one gets 5 points with a bucket 2 finish. That'll put the Stingrays back on top over the clear winners, 10 to 6.
And the next to go for the clear winners is the Red Electric. He scored in multiple buckets, but he has scored every time nonetheless.
That he has. He has a nice clean launch through the loop, out the jail, and into bucket 2 for 5 points. That'll put clear winners back on top, 11-10 over the Stingrays.
I like the back and forth, pressure being put on one team then the next. It'll be up to the splattered 72 Stingray convertible to see if he can put the pressure back on clear winners.
And his smooth run takes him through the loop and out the jail into bucket 2 for 5 points. That will put the Stingrays back on top. And you are right, it is back and forth, back and forth. This is what we like to see in a match.
It is now Stingrays 15, clear winners 11, with the purple electric up next for clear winners.
He's been another consistent point scorer, although different buckets each time. And his clean run takes him, stutters him out a little bit on the jail. 4 points into bucket 1 only. And that little misstep by the purple electric will knot this one up. It is 15-15.
It'll be up to the white Corvette Stingray for the Stingrays. See if he can score some more points for his team. Crikey, his stinging barb must be broken. No predator instinct in that one. 0 points for a DNF.
It's dangerous to leave the door open to the clear winners. They have several cars that score on a consistent basis, with the horseplay up next for them.
And he has a smooth run into the loop, out the jail, and into bucket 2, charging through those doorways left open. 5 points and no worries.
That'll put the clear winners on top, 20-15, retaking the lead. And the last to go for the Stingrays is the blue Corvette Stingray to salvage any points for his team.
And he does have a smooth launch into the loop, out the jail, and into bucket 2. 5 points. We'll see if that's enough to hold off the clear winners.
Well, if none of the other clear winners score, we will be down to a tie break. But it's up to the super nap for clear winners to see if he can avoid that altogether.
Well, is he a didgeridoo or a didgeridon't? And it looks like he's a didgeridon't. 0 points for a DNF, and that'll make the Stingrays feel a little better. Breathe a sigh of relief. It is still 20 each.
With no cars left, the Stingrays can only watch as the clear speeder goes for clear winners. And he has a smooth run through the loop and out the jail into bucket 2 for 5 points. He has not been a consistent scorer, so for him to score here is truly clutch. Clear winners will win this one. It is 25-20 right now, and they still have another car to go.
The alien for clear winners has not scored yet. He doesn't need to. And he falls out of the loop for 0 points. He gets a DNF, but it doesn't matter. The clear winners win with 25 over the Stingrays 20.
The clear winners win again. It's right there in the name. Miss you, Chip. Come on back.
The drone has no car in bucket 4, 1 for clear winners in bucket 3, 4 Stingrays and 3 clear winners in bucket 2, and 1 clear winner in bucket 1.
Stingrays will finish with 20, clear winners with 25. The Stingrays are eliminated. And on to the third place matchup. The Smash Brothers will take on the Stingrays with the Kirby 32 Ford up first for the Smash Brothers.
He begins with a quick launch through the loop, out the jail, and into bucket 2 for 5 points.
I know both these teams would love to be standing on the podium at the end of this, so it's good that the Smash Brothers take a 5-point early lead. It'll be up to the Stingrays to match.
The blue 72 Stingray convertible would love to give the Smash Brothers a wallop, and he has a nice clean start through the loop and out the jail into bucket 2 for 5 points. That'll tie this one up.
Something tells me this is going to be a hard-fought battle for third place. It is now tied 5 apiece, and it'll be up to Shadow the Hedgehog El Segundo Coupe to score some more points for his team. The Stingrays may want to wallop, but the Smash Brothers want to smash.
He starts with a clean run into the loop, but turns over onto his lid. 0 points for a DNF, and that's not what the Smash Brothers wanted. The only smashing done was to himself.
You're right about that, Dundee. It's up to the black Corvette Stingray to take this opportunity and score some points.
But instead, he will choke on the Vegemite sandwich of regret. 0 points for a DNF.
I don't think I've ever seen him not score. That is a huge bonus to the Smash Brothers. The Frisk Porsche 911 Carrera RS 2.7 needs to do something to capitalize on that.
Capitalize he does with a smooth run into bucket 2 for 5 points. That'll put Smash Brothers back on top, 10-5 over the Stingrays.
And the pressure will return to the Stingrays with the splattered 72 Stingray convertible up next. He's got to score some points here or this one is already over. But he has a clean run through the loop out the jail and into bucket 2 for 5 points. That'll tie the Stingrays up 10 apiece with the Smash Brothers.
And cool as you like, he says, I'm not losing this one for us. Next up for the Smash Brothers is the Inkling 17 Pagani Huayra Roadster. He's got to score points to keep the pressure back on the Stingrays.
He has a clean start, around the curve, into the loop, but falls out of it again. 0 points for him, and that doesn't do any favors for his team. Power's now back in the hand of the Stingrays with the blue Corvette Stingray up next.
Those are the moments you look back on and wonder what you could possibly have been thinking.
But there's no time for us to figure it out, as the blue Corvette Stingray goes through the track smoothly into bucket 2 for 5 points. The Stingrays now take a 5-point lead at 15-10 over the Smash Brothers, with the Yoshi Track Manga up next. He has not scored, so I'm not seeing this one turning out well.
He has been a pool finisher. He has a smooth launch, but a pool finish again. 0 points for a DNF, and you were right about that.
If the white Corvette Stingray manages to score for his team here, it'll be all over.
A highly unlikely event, since he has not scored before, and he does not again. 0 points for a DNF. There's still a chance for the Smash Brothers to come back.
It is 15-10, Stingrays over Smash Brothers. And much like Pokemon, the Pikachu 1968 Mazda Cosmosport is the last best hope for the Smash Brothers to come back.
In a dramatic turn of affairs, the crowd shouts, "Pikachu, I choose you," and he gets 5 points for his team, tying it up 15-all.
And with the scores locked up at 15, we take to the drone to see who finished further to break this tie. There are 3 each in bucket 2, and as we move back along the track, we see the Shadow the Hedgehog, who flipped over on his lid, is the deciding factor.
Smash Brothers and Stingrays both finished with 15, and the tiebreak goes to the Smash Brothers, so the Stingrays are eliminated. The final matchup that we've all been waiting for, the Precious Metals versus the clear winners. The Gold Rollin' Solo will lead us off for the Precious Metals.
And he has a nice launch into the loop, out the jail, stutters at the edge of the table, hits the rim of the bucket, and moves into bucket 1 for 4 points. Not a good leadoff for the Precious Metals.
No doubt he'll be wanting that one back. It'll be up to the forward force for clear winners to see if he can get more points, put the pressure on the Precious Metals.
And he tears through the course, flies off the table, and lands in bucket 3 for 6 points. Between the 4-point finish of Gold Rollin' Solo and the 6-point finish from Forward Force, Clear Winners takes an early dominant stance. It'll be up to the Gold Scorcher for Precious Metals to take some of that back.
And he has a nice smooth launch into the loop and out the jail into bucket 2 for 5 points. That'll put them on top, 9-6.
That's nothing to get too excited about. We know most of these Clear Winners are scorers. And the next up for them is the Red Electrac, who is indeed one of those.
I reckon the Precious Metals are hoping this guy doesn't have a good run, but he does indeed, through the loop, out the jail and into bucket 2 for 5 points.
And that score will put them back on top, 11-9 over the Precious Metals. Just looking at this roster of cars, it's tough to see how they're going to find the points they need to get back into this one. Audacious for Precious Metals is up next.
He had a dodgy run last time, getting into bucket 1, but this time is nice and smooth, getting into bucket 2 for 5 points. And for the moment, they will retake the lead, 14-11.
And that'll leave up another consistent score on the Clear Winners, Horseplay.
Yeah, I must feel like if he scores, this one is over. But there's still time to tell. He does have a clean run through the loop and into bucket 2 for 5 points.
Clear Winners now have 16 over Precious Metals 14. And the pressure now goes on the Silver El Segundo Coupe, who has not scored in his last 2 runs. We'll have to see if he can face up to the pressure.
Fair dinkum, and he has a smooth launch into the loop. Oh, but he flips over at the bottom. DNF, 0 points. And his team is not going to be satisfied with that finish.
It's looking more and more like the Clear Winners are going to pull this one out, with the Clear Speeder up next, who did score last round.
He does have a smooth run through the jail clean and into bucket 2 for 5 points. The Clear Winners clearly showed up to win, and the Precious Metals just wanted to look pretty.
Look pretty they may, but their score does not. They have 14, and Clear Winners is running away. They now have 21, with the Mixed Metals Lucid Air up next for Precious Metals.
And he flies out of the loop like a boomerang, except he doesn't come back.
That'll earn him a DNF and 0 points. It is still 14-21, with the Purple Electrac ready to score more points for the Clear Winners.
He can put this thing away with a 5-point finish. Here's a smooth run through the loop, out the jail, but hitting a rim of a bucket and only getting 3 points for a completion.
Well, the 3 points will put him at 24. That still leaves a 10-point chance for the Precious Metals to come back, but I'm not sure if the Gold Lucid Air has it in him.
He has a clean start into the loop, thrown out, just like the other one. 0 points for a DNF, and there is no way to come back in this one.
Right you are. There's not enough points to get for them to come back. Clear Winners will take this one and end up first. Precious Metals will take second. Supernat is up now, and he nonchalantly puts it in bucket 2 for 5 points. That'll increase their total to 29.
Clear Winners with 29. Precious Metals with 14. And the last to go for them is the Chrysler Thunderbolt.
Let's see if he can get some consolation points for his team. He has a smooth launch, but he does not even make the loop. 0 points, DNF.
And the Clear Winners just blow out the Precious Metals. 29-14, with the Alien still left to go for the Clear Winners.
He has a clean launch around the curve, slow into the loop, and he falls out. 0 points for him. So that will be our final score, 29-14. Clear Winners destroy Precious Metals, and they earned their first place victory. We have a clear winner in bucket 3, one off to the side there that just did a completion. 4 for Clear Winners, 2 for Precious Metals in bucket 2, and 1 Precious Metal in bucket 1.
Taking second place is Precious Metals with 14. And our winner, clear winners with 29. Precious Metals eliminated.
Rounding out the top 4 spots, clear winners, Precious Metals, Smash Brothers, and Stingrays. On to race 2. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our page, like our content,
Comment on our videos, and share them with your friends. I am Dundee Outback.
and I am Adam Croxton. For Croxton Family Racing, stay safe, be free.